Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about Mara Jade. Who is Mara Jade? For those of you who doesn't know, Mara Jade is a Star Wars character that in Legends, which I admit I didn't really get that heavily into Legends material or current canon material, so my knowledge about Legends and canon, like outside of the movies and the few games and books that I've read, is really limited. And shows too. I mean, that said, Mara Jade, I believe, was like an assassin. Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, let me look her up real quick so I can be more accurate, so there won't be an angry mob after me. Okay, so according to this, so I can get a better description for you guys. And she does, from what I know before reading, she did work for the Empire. She did work closely with the Emperor. And excuse me. She is force sensitive. Luke Skywalker was able to comfort her to the good side. Later on, she became Luke Skywalker's love interest, and then eventually they got married. She married Luke Skywalker. So already by then, she's more of a Skywalker than Rey is. Yes, it's supposed to be a shot towards Rey Palpatine. Anyways, Mara Jade also gives birth to Luke's son, Ben Skywalker, and Mara dies at the hand of the Legends equivalent to Kylo Ren, a better version of Kylo Ren in my opinion, which is Jason Solo, be the son of Han and Leia, who are married in this timeline, in the Legends timeline, who has like 3 kids. Jason Solo, who turns to the Sith Lord, Darth Caddis, and then they have other 2. I think the youngest son is called Anakin, named after Leia's father, of course. And I'm forgetting Jaina. I think Jaina is Jason's twin. And she does get killed by Jason Solo when he turns to the dark side. And then Jaina, I'm aware, even though I have not read it, but I'm aware that Jaina kills Darth Caddis, her own twin brother. And Darth Caddis, or Jason, has a kid that Leia and Han raise, as if she was their own daughter, not so much their granddaughter, if that makes sense. Well, since, yeah, Jason can't do it because, he's dead. And I turned to the dark side, but also he's dead. But anyways, that's as far as I personally know about Mara's Mara Jade. But let's read it. Mara Jade, a force-sensitive human who was during different times in her life, an Emperor's hand, a smuggler, and later a Jedi Master who sat on the Jedi High Council. She was raised as a servant and assassin to Emperor Palpatine and became a high-level force-using operative. So I was right, she was an assassin. As an Emperor's hand, Jade carried out the Emperor's bidding, killing rebels and corrupt Imperials alike with cold professionalism, even as a young woman. As Palpatine's assassin, she received top-notch training from experts in a variety of fields, as well as training in the Force, which was continued by Luke Skywalker years later. After Palpatine's death, she received his last command, which was to kill Luke Skywalker. However, the death of her master caused her to go rogue. Eventually, she joined smuggler chief Talon Karrde, becoming one of his best smugglers and second in command. During their predation of Grand Admiral Thrawn, which is both canon and Legends, but we're talking about Legends version Thrawn, she was forced to work with Luke Skywalker. They said Skywalker, but come on, Leia doesn't adopt the name Skywalker, so yeah, it has to be Luke. And developed a grudging respect for him. During the Galactic Civil War, Mara Jade proved herself skilled in a variety of fields. She was a good pilot and mechanic, and trained in both using a blaster and hand-to-hand combat, even without relying on the Force. So she's already... I already knew she was a badass, but if I did not know anything about her, that right there would scream badass. Over the years, she continued to work for Karrde and interact with Skywalker intermittently. Training as his Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4 for a short period of time, she was groomed by Karrde. I'm sorry if I am butchering the character's name. If you guys give me the proper pronunciation, if I bring the character up again, I will do my best to pronounce it right. Or better, I should say. So to take over Smuggler's Alliance, and a brief relationship with my favorite non-Force using Jedi. My favorite non-Force using Star Wars character, Lando Calrissian, as part of that role. The reason why Lando, for those of you who doesn't know, is my favorite non-Force using character is because I made a Star Wars character of my own called Nemo Calrissian, and later on Rico Calrissian, both brothers, both twins. Nemo is a Jedi. Well, they're both beginning as Jedi. Nemo stays as a Jedi. Riku Calrissian goes to the dark side, becomes Darth Ezreal. But both are the sons of Lando. And I have like a soft spot towards Lando now because the two characters I personally created. Not canon. Not even what considered as legends. Just I made up those two characters from TikTok. And yeah, I've grown an attachment towards Lando. With that said, I'm getting back to Mara Jade because she's the star of the video. Although she admitted it was a charade. No, I should have finished that. But she also continued to grow closer to Skywalker and worked alongside him on numerous occasions, including Albanian Uprising and the Corellian Crisis. The two finally realized in 19 ABY. ABY means after the Battle of Yavin, which is a battle that took place at the end of A New Hope, Episode 4, the original Star Wars. While on a mission to Neuralien, that they were in love and they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together. Okay. After marrying Skywalker, Mara Jade took on the surname Skywalker and devoted her life to the new Jedi Order, becoming a master in her own right. Shortly before the Yuuzhan Vong War, she fell ill due to a deadly calm spore that she would been seed infected by the Yuuzhan Vong agent. She used the Force to slow their process even as she continued to fight against the alien invaders on numerous battlefields, including Dathomir and Ithor, but the disease was only purged from her system after the birth of her son, Ben in 26 ABY. So she had a deadly disease that she wasn't cured of until she gave birth to her and Luke's son. She's a badass. She already, I'm like wondering why there wasn't a sequel trilogy based around her besides Rey, because Rey is a Mary Sue. Not really a badass, just Mary Sue. Mary Jade is a badass. And it sounds like she had to work a lot to get where she went in her life. And I'm liking Mary Jade already. Based on all of this, Mary Jade is becoming up there high in one of my favorite characters. But continuing. And before that, like I said earlier, I already was somewhat familiar with Mara Jade, just didn't know too much about her. And from what I knew about her, as a casual fan, she was one of my, like, in terms of casual fans of a character that I don't really know much about, I already liked her a lot as a character. I thought she was cool already. So, after becoming a master, because yeah, she does become a Jedi Master, Jade Skywalker took her niece Jaina solo as an apprentice until she reached knighthood. During that time, she participated in Jedi offenses against the Yuuzhan Vong, aiding the war effort. After the fall of Coruscant, she helped Cal Omos become elected as the chief of state as the New Republic reorganized itself into the Galactic Federation of Free Alliances. Jade Skywalker ultimately saw her efforts against the Yuuzhan Vong rewarded in the war's final battle on Coruscant, with the death of Supreme Overlord Shimra Chamain. I probably butchered that. I apologize. In the following years, Jade Skywalker was active in the Dark Nest crisis and the subsequent Swarm War, wherein she helped to thwart the expansionist plan Ragnar Thal and the insectoid Killicks, who were spreading into space and subverting many other people and becoming joiners under the influence of several Dark Jedi. Jade Skywalker was insistent with the Jedi who had joined Killick communities would be withdrawn, as they were using their skills in combat against the Chiss, provoking them. She continued to serve by the side of her husband as a Jedi Master during the Second Galactic Civil War, first serving alongside the Galactic Alliance against the rebellious Confederation. The re-emergence of the Sith Lady Luminia was another threat that Jade Skywalker had to confront. But though she and her husband skirmished with both Lumia and the fallen Jedi, Alima Roar, R-A-R, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that, on multiple occasions, the Darksiders escaped. As the war escalated, Jade Skywalker was killed by her nephew Jason Solo, who she had learned was a Sith. His Sith name being Darth Caddis, and therefore saw as a threat to her family personally, to the Jedi Order, and to the galaxy at large. So yeah, there's your little synopsis of who Mara Jade and her background is. The reason why I took the time to read her story, which she's a Legends character. Disney kind of confirmed this. I think it was either early or this year or sometime last year that she is not in current canon. I'm saying this because Mandalorian takes place about 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi. 5 years after, in my opinion, when the Skywalker saga truly ended, because episodes 7 through 9 are the Palpatine trilogy. I'm sorry, if Rey was an actual Skywalker, I wouldn't mind calling it episode 7 through 9, the Skywalker saga too. But Mandalorian takes place 5 years after when, in my opinion, the Skywalker saga really ended, which is Return of the Jedi. And in this universe, in this canon, Luke Skywalker didn't necessarily start up the Jedi Order as soon as he might have in Legends. So, yeah, we could easily get Mara Jade as a canon character. And, we could get Mara Jade as a canon character through a Mandalorian. Yeah, we can keep her as the Emperor's second hand, as they hinted, one of his most trusted people, one of his assassins. We can keep Mara Jade's origins as close to the Legends as we can. She was raised by the Emperor, practically. Got trained in how in hand-to-hand combat without using the Force and lightsaber combat. We can still get that part at the very least the exact same practically. And then when the Emperor died, of course, then maybe changed it a bit, but still having, in a way, the same outcome for her. She and Luke goes on multiple missions with each other, both finding out that they're in love with each other and want to spend the rest of their lives with each other. And then Mara Jade giving birth to maybe, besides a child, maybe giving birth to 2 children. Twins. And when she sends Ben Solo turning to the dark side, she, like she did with Jason Solo in Legends, sensing the threat of her family, she, that Ben possesses, she fought Ben Solo. At the time, I don't think he would be Kylo Ren just yet, but Ben Solo, being a knockoff of Jason Solo, kills his aunt. Kind of like how Jason Solo did with Mara in the Legends. And that will explain, then that way, we can still, if Disney decides to continue the Skywalker saga, at least they have Luke's child or children to continue the Skywalker saga. Of course, then we will have to get books or video games or shows, or maybe we can get that explained in the movies. If we get if my idea comes to pass ever, explaining where they were at the events of the sequel trilogy. Like maybe they were helping the Resistance fight the First Order, but trying to keep their existence a secret by their father's wish. And maybe because Ben Solo killed, or Kylo Ren, Tomato, killed his wife, and Luke not being able to see his children, or child, maybe that could also be a reason why Luke was so cranky in The Last Jedi. And maybe that could be a reason why Luke did not want to come back to the galaxy, because he did not want to risk putting his two children in danger, or child in danger. Or it might have been like too hard for him to face his descendants with after the death of their mother. That would make the whole Luke Skywalker. That will make the whole Luke Skywalker hiding for all this time. No matter how much time canon says Luke was in hiding, that would make Luke's reasoning for hiding more valid than, oh, well, I nearly killed my own nephew, so that's why I hid. Sure, that could be a reason, but that shouldn't be the main reason, in my opinion. And like Mark Hamill said, Luke would be one of those type of characters that would, take a break for a few years, then come back to help the rebellion. So, at least if they bring Mara Jade into canon and go with the idea that I went with, and have Luke have children, maybe the main reason why Luke did not want to come back into the galaxy was so he can protect his children and potentially sister as much as he could. I'm not saying that will be the best scenario we have, but it's one of the better scenarios that we could play off of, basing it from what we got in the sequel trilogy. But yeah, that's just me. And I think they could easily introduce Mara Jade into Mandalorian. Does Luke Skywalker need to be introduced to in Mandalorian? Not really, but he could. I mean, they already introduced Bo-Katan and Boba Fett, and the episode that's going to come out this Friday, present party included, a lot of fans are expecting Ahsoka Tano. So, it's not like it would be out of the blue. But yeah, I think by bringing Mara Jade and making Luke a father, Disney Star Wars could easily benefit from that. Yeah, the sequel trilogy, I still am like not as big of a fan as I am to like the prequels or the originals, because let's face it, the sequel trilogy was a hot mess. It really was a hot mess. But bring Mara Jade and then him having a child or children could be a way to make the sequels less painful to watch for people like me who weren't as big of a fan of the sequels as some other fans might be. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think that Mara Jade should be canon? And how would you, if you could write Mara Jade into canon, in current canon, how would you do it? And would you like add anything to my theory or how I would put Mara Jade into the canon? And do you guys think Mara Jade could, like, if they use my whole idea concept, could make the sequel trilogy better? Essentially. Let me know in the comment section down below. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And may the force be with us all.